about, Yahweh is taking those stories, or the Israelites, for to be more precise, they are taking these stories and giving these stories to Yahweh as the dominant character or as the main character in these stories, when really, as Kotawakasis, he was still a main player in this story, but he wasn't the main character. That's just the thing. That's what henotheism brings you. It brings you that type of main character energy, you know what I'm saying? But we see Yahweh giving the blueprints to build temples. And we see the same thing in the Eridu Genesis story. We see a lot of these parallels. We see the same thing in the Enuma Elish. We see that these gods have these type of creator deities that can help build cities and build palaces and temples and even help construct boats. These are the things that these gods had in common, and it's by no coincidence. The only coincidences that you could really say is truly a coincidence is that a flood happened, because the flood narrative was reoccurring because of many floods in the area. But the role that these deities played in that narrative hasn't changed. It hasn't changed when it comes to these specific groups. And we even see that other deities in the Bible can be traced back to the same areas that we find the evidence of Enki being higher, or there being this consecutive worship of Enki in other places under the name Haya, such as in Ebla. The Eblites had a god named Haya, and they also had a god named Kamish, or Kamash, as we know in the Bible, or Zizu Wakamatu, as we know in the Ugaritic text. Kamash, or Shamash, is the Moabite god, but he was also worshipped before Moab. Before that, just as Yahweh was, just as many of the deities that we consider Elohim, they were worshipped before Canaan, before Israel. We also see that we have Milcom, who is known as Malak or Malik in Ebla. And this is another Elohim that we see found in the Bible, that we see found in Canaan, found in Ugarit. Milcom, or Milkamu, is another example of the same thing that is going on with Yahweh, the same thing that is going on with El, the same thing that is going on with Baal Hadad. El is also seen in Ebla. We know these things. We see that El is seen in Syria. He is Asher. That is why his consort is named Asherah. Asherah. That's where that name comes from, because she is originally known in Ugarit as Atarat.